everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with our next assignment for the Get It Scrap creative design team. And my assignment was or is to do a cross out poem. So I went on the internet and I looked for, a ton of poems, and I thought it'd be cool if I could find one on mason jars because my grandson is named Mason. And when my daughter said that she wanted to name him Mason, I was immediately like, as soon as I told a few people, they were like, oh, well, no, people will tease him and call him Mason Jar. And so anyway, I immediately thought of ways that I could take that teasing away and would be able to make it sort of a good thing. And so I found this poem on Mason Jar, and what you do with cross out poems is you cross out the words that you don't want, and then the rest make sort of a story. So that's what I did here. Everything I have circled in pink, I'm going to keep, and it's not going to make, like, some of it makes a phrase, but some of it kind of gives the sort of the story, the feeling of what I want to talk about in the little bit of journaling that I'm going to do here. So what I did was I took this poem and I typed it with my new typewriter, and there'll be a little clip before this, and I'll show you a little bit of how that went. But it's from We Are Memory Keeper, and it's typecast, and it's pink, and it's beautiful, and I love it. And this is the first time I used it, and it went really well, and it's messy, and that's what I like. So now one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some clear gesso, because I do want to color in, because it says to black out some of the words. Now, I think what I'm going to do to black out is I might use some washi tape to make it really colorful, which you'll still be able to see a little bit of the words in behind, but it'll still black out most of the words. I might use some rub-ons to black out some of the words. So I'm going to make this super colorful. Once all the words are hidden, then I'm going to put the clear gesso, and then the ones that I want the words to pop out, I'm going to take some gelato or something, and I'm going to color all the words so that they pop off the page. And so I think it's going to be really colorful. And then I did take out some of my supplies to do a little bit of embellishment, because I think once this is all sort of colorful, and then I'm going to do some journaling here, there's not going to be much room for a lot of embellishments, but I do want to add some in. And then look at this, there's little mason jars in this, so right on. I might even look, I think I have a stamp set, so I might look for my stamp set, and maybe make some stamp some around the page. Now I left it here because the title of the poem is Mason Jar, so I'm going to do that with alphas. And I can show you some of the stuff I brought out. Doesn't mean that I'm going to use it all, but this is the stuff that I'm going to be looking through. This is some Dear Lizzie embellishments. It's quite old. I don't even know what collection it is, but it's not even open. So once I get it open, I'm going to put it in one of these iris containers, and so then they'll be nice and safe in there. This is Crate Paper Maggie Holmes. I don't know, it's probably more than one collection, so I just took it out to kind of rummage through it and see if I can find some stuff. Then I got a couple things from My Mind's Eye. This one's from the Now and Then collection. This one is from the Cut and Paste. Tried to use that. I saw this. I thought maybe there might be something in there. It's from the Chickaniddy and Craft. Chickaniddy Crafts. And this is from the Scrumptious line. So I don't know if I'll use any of that. This sticker here from the Now and Then collection from My Mind's Eye. It says Perfect Mason. Awesome. Works out pretty good. And then this is from the Daily Flash collection. Some flash chip, and this is kind of bubble talk. And you know, my biggest fear was that people were going to, you know, kids were going to tease them and stuff. So that'll work good for that. So I'm going to tell you some of the words that I plan on highlighting. There's my mason jar, and then, you know, laughed or laugh. I probably do laughed, and then kids and imagination. You know how they have imaginations for making up words or names with people, you know, kids' names, and then I goodies, jars held of good, and that's my part. This is what I want to do. I want to fill that jar full of good stuff. So jar held of good shapes, friendly, warm, and like goodies. And then here it says the. I'm just going to cross out the T, and I'm going to highlight he colored my world, my mason jar, never let it go. And I call him my little mason jar full of love. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put hearts throughout the layout, and I'm going to put some mason jars. So that's my idea for this page. Now I'm going to put you on fast forward, and we're going to, you know, work on this layout.
Okay, so here we go. So I decided to put the typing part after the fact because I sped it up times 20. So it's going super fast. I wish I could type that fast, but I can't. And especially with these keys, it's not like a typewriter. It's a different kind of feeling. You really have to push hard. But I love my We Are Memory Keeper Typecast typewriter, and it's perfect for that kind of stuff. You're not limited to just doing things to your whole background, but it's nice to have that option. But I can just journal on little tags, on just scraps of white paper, and then cut it apart. I am just loving this typewriter. And I got different colors of ribbons too, so that I can do different colors. So now that everything is typed out, I showed you in the first part that I had printed out the poem to make it easier to type it out. And then I went through the words, like the whole poem, and I decided which one I want to keep out. And to make it easy on myself, I circled it so that way when I'm blacking out the poem, that I kind of have an idea, you know, which ones I need to leave open. Now I got these washi tapes at Michael's, so they're the Recollections brand, and I got them for, you know, 50% off. And at first here, I'm going to struggle with a lot of them to try to find the end of the washi tape, because they're in a nice little container that you can, you know, almost use it like you would Scotch tape, right? Well, it's not convenient when you're trying to get some big pieces. So in a few seconds here, I'm going to figure out that, oh, I can take the ends off of that. And right here, oh, there we go. I'm just going to pull all them out, and I'll just put them in after. So what I want to do right now is I just want to make this page as colorful as I can, because this is talking about, you know, a small child. And at this point here, he was only like 9 months old. But I'm talking about how with the cross-out poem, like I said, I chose a poem that was about mason jars, and my daughter had decided to name him Mason. And I had several people say that, oh, well, people are just going to call him Mason jar. And so I said to my husband, okay, I got to find something that makes it so that he sees mason jar as a positive thing, you know. So I call him my little mason jar full of love, and he loves that. And then when I chose the names for my kids too, I wanted a name that when they were babies, that it was a name that you could baby-ish. So like Jessica, we could call her Jessie, and Caitlin, Katie. And actually a lot of times we still call them the baby name, I guess, but in their adult world, people call them by their full names. So Caitlin says that we're the only ones that call her Katie, like everybody else calls her Caitlin, and Joshua, Joshi. So when Mason's name when she said, I said, well, we can't call him Macy. You know, that's a girl's name. So then I also decided on some abbreviations for him. So when he was young, I called him Baby M, and then, you know, little M, and I was gonna say little M, big M, but I just call him. And then I said when he played hockey, I was gonna call him MJ, and he knows that. He knows when he starts to play hockey, I'm gonna be sitting on the stands and saying, "Go MJ!" So he knows that MJ is him. So I just like nicknames. That's just something that I like, and so again, I took those washi tapes, and but before I say that, I think it's just a fun fact that when he gets older, that he can look at these pages and kind of know that it's something that I actually put some thought into it. It wasn't just something that just happened. So anyway, with those washi tapes, like I said, I wanted to make a colorful background. Now that the washi tape is down, the next step is I went into my gelatos, and I'm finding gelatos that really coordinate with the colors. Now I did a dark blue, a turquoise, a green, a yellow, an orange, and a red. And now like I said, I'm finding gelatos to match that color. Before I put the gelatos down, like I said in the live portion, I put some clear gesso on the page, just so that the water and everything wouldn't soak into the paper. Now I'm going to go the opposite color, or a different color than what the washi tape is, just so that the words really pop out. So you see with the blue I put some green, with the yellow I put red, with the orange I put green. So wherever there was a green line, I guess, I put green, or an orange line, I put green. So I kept it consistent that way. So once I started with a certain color for a strip, I went and did all the strips for all of them the same color. Now I'm just making it so it's super messy with the gelatos. I'm just using a water pen that has water in the barrel, and I'm just squeezing a little bit of water, and I'm just adding some water. Now this is where I'm going to have a little bit of issue. I'm going to, first of all, forgot to dry it up. I'm trying to use my Muji pen, and because what I want to do is I want to outline now using a black pen or marker or something, and outline each word. So I tried with my Muji pen at first, and that didn't work. And then I tried with a Sharpie, and that didn't work. And so finally, and I had a few of, mixed media pens, but they were dry. I've had them for so long, they just dried up. And I did use them quite a bit, so it was just time to replace them. And my issue at this point is that a lot of my stuff is packed up because we are moving soon. So I found the Stedler, and that worked for a bit, and then again that's getting kind of clogged up. So in the end, I'm gonna find a Pitt pen, and that worked really well. The reason I didn't go to that right away, it's because it's a brush tip, and I just wanted those lines to be super fine. And so I was trying to find, a pen like tip, so that the lines would be nice and fine. But like I said, most of my stuff is packed up, so I couldn't find what I needed. So I tried with my Muji pen again, tried to, clean it up, and then do it again. And I'm going to give up here in a minute, and I'm going to go find my Pitt pen, and that works really well. I just need to, once I unpack, maybe I'll find some mixed media markers or pens that will work well, and if not, I just need to replenish my mixed media markers so that I can I can have that because it's those types of mixed media markers work really well on mixed media stuff. So I have a hard time giving up. I tried and tried and tried, and I was like, oh, okay, just use the Pitt pen. I know it's a little wider tip, but then they'll stick out nice and good on the background. So there I show you is the Faber-Castell Pitt pen, and I should have just gone to that right off the bat because it, like I said, it worked really well. Now it's time to start adding a little bit of embellishments. So I grabbed my photo and I put it down where I want it to be. And right away I'm going to use my T-square ruler and my Muji pen, and I'm going to draw out some lines, and I'm going to do, then I know, okay, I got my spot for my journaling. I'm not sort of going to start embellishing and then I don't have room to put any embellishments at all, because at this point my background is pretty full. And so I'm just grabbing a little bit of pattern papers, just 6x6 pattern papers, and that's one of the things I love about 6x6 pattern papers. It's perfect size for matting the photos. And I'm just going to put a couple of layers. And now I'm thinking about the title. I want to put Mason jar up there because it does two things. It starts my title, and it's also the name of the poem, so it works out perfectly. So I'm going to put Mason jar up here, and these are from Doodlebug. They're called Teensy Type, and they are probably my favorite alphas. I could use them on every layout. I just absolutely love them, and I love that there's 3 different fonts on one sheet. So my subtitle is going to be Full of Love. So Mason jar does 2 things. Like I said, it's sort of the beginning of my title. It's sort of it is the title of that whole poem, and then my subtitle is going to be Full of Love, and I'm going to put that at the bottom of the layout, and it's going to sort of fill that empty space that's at the bottom. Now I'm going through that Dear Lizzie die cut pack, and I knew that there was little mason jars in there because I had discovered them, when I was grabbing stuff to do the layout. And that's going to be my one and only embellishment cluster, because there's so much going on into the background that I'm going to make sure to just do one cluster, and that's going to be it for this layout. Now I put the stickers right on the page, but one thing that I did, and I don't think I did on camera, but I did take some wet glue and I glued them down, and just so that they wouldn't come up, because there was clear gesso in the background, so the stickers tend to come up if you don't glue them down again. Now I wanted to use both of them red, and then I looked at it and I said, well, maybe I could do part of the title in a different color. So I went through my little collection there of the Doodlebug stickers that I have, and I decided to add a little bit of turquoise, because the way I looked at it was every line was a different color, adding different colors. So that's why I wanted to add some different colors. Now I went into my stash, I grabbed a few sprays in all the same colors, so a dark blue, a teal, an orange, a yellow, a green, and I'm adding splatters all over the layout. And again, it's just to add some color to it, and I just love it. It's super cute. And I brought each of the bottles up there, and I showed which colors I used, but also on the supply list on the Get It Scrap blog, the supply list is there also. Now it didn't want to dry, and it kept popping my breaker, so I just used a roll of paper towel, and if you just roll it, it just soaks up the extra water and it doesn't make a mess. And I always keep a roll of paper towel for that. Now I went again into my stash, and I got those illustrated faith hearts. Absolutely love those. I wish I had like 5 packages of each, because I just absolutely love them. So I'm going to glue down the the picture, and then I'm going to add the mason jar that says "Oh Joy," and then the other little tag thing says "You are awesome." And I'm just fiddling about where it ends. I just want to make sure that it ends close to the beginning of the journaling so that it looks like that I intended the journaling to start right there. And now I'm going to go through the hearts, and I'm going to add hearts with that cluster, but also all throughout the layouts using the different colors, because I have different colors of heart and they totally match the colors that I decided to use. So I'm going to put a few hearts throughout the layout, again just to emphasize that mason jar full of love. And then once that's done, I'm just going to do my journaling, and that's going to complete this layout. So I want to thank you for joining me for this page. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's your first time with me, I have a YouTube channel, Nicole Jones 911 Nicole Jones 911, and I have close to 600 process videos. So make sure to check me out and subscribe, and go check out getitscrap.com and check out the other creative teams videos, or pages I should say. And this was a fun challenge. I really enjoyed it. It took me out of my comfort zone, and I had to, think about it a little bit more. We know, a month before it's due, so I thought about it for almost 3 weeks before I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And then this page came together pretty quickly. So that's it. That's going to complete this layout. And again, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you soon. Bye.